So Koji, can you explain why developers should care about the admin center?
Got it. That's a question that we commonly hear from customers because it's not clear. So Microsoft Teams is the digital platform for work and learning where collaboration is at the core. Teams Admin Center is where IT admins can manage how users collaborate in teams. And in large organizations that use Teams for collaboration, we see the IT admin playing a key role. They get to decide what capability get used by whom in the organization. And if you do not actually work with them, your product is not going to get adopted. The IT admin today is being asked to raise security and compliance of the workspace while making teams do more for the organization through the power of Teams apps. This is where the opportunity is for developers. And with Teams apps, users can easily work with others, staying the flow of work without needing to jump around in different apps and data. That's why developers should care.
Makes sense. Also, and I understand why you would like to learn how to dance together and stuff like that, but I'm very visual. I need to see something, and I know you have something to show us. So let's continue.
Got it. First then, let me talk to the user's side of the world. So this is what a user sees in the Teams App Store. And then there are many types of applications here. The row that says built for your org, those are called custom applications because they were built specifically by the company for their employees. Examples are employee polls or line of business applications for customer leads. But if we, for example, click on the productivity category, we can see that there's a lot of Microsoft provided applications like Forms, Planner, Approvals, but also third-party applications like Poly, Trello, Miro, Asana, and more. These third-party apps can gain the confidence of IT admins by going through the Microsoft 365 App Compliance Program. For example, if we take a look at Asana, we can see that this is publisher attested for security, data handling, and compliance attributes. Another example in the compliance program is Priority Matrix. This Priority Matrix is Microsoft certified, which means that it's been audited against a set of leading industry standards. This gains the trust of IT admins. Another step that developers can do to gain the confidence of IT admins is leveraging Microsoft 365 as a security and compliance platform. For example, if the developer were to choose Adaptive Cards, which is an open UI card framework in bots and messages, the app data, what gets created by the app is automatically protected by Microsoft 365 e-discovery, audit, legal hold, retention, delete, and safe link capabilities. Let's now flip over to the IT admin's view, if it's okay.
I was about to ask, where the admin center in that story?
Yes. This is the Teams Admin Center. It's the one-stop shop managing a broad set of resources in a Teams environment. There's Teams and channels, users, Teams devices, and Teams apps. And today we're going to focus on apps. So if I was the IT admin of this tenant, what I would do first is make sure that the right apps are visible to the right users. And then this is where I will continue to use the three categories of applications that we talked about earlier. Custom applications are built by developers, and then they're submitted to the admin for use in the tenant. We can see that there's two apps that are pending approval. So the IT admin can find them and then make sure that they make sense for the tenant and they meet the standards, and then they can publish it for use by the users. And then for applications that actually have large number of choice, for example, in the communication category, typically the IT admin has a choice of which app to be used in this category. And then they might go in and select other applications which might be competitive or redundant in nature and remove them from the user so that they don't get confused.
Excellent. Yeah, too many choices. It's not always good.
Yes. And then what we also see a lot of customers doing, and the perfect example is Now Virtual Agent. Customers actually want the third-party application, but they want it to be branded for their company. So what they would go in and do is customize this to look like Contoso Help Desk and change the logo and make it look like it's their custom application, even though the underlying infrastructure and what's powering is the third-party application. And then the last set of customization that an IT admin does today is for the applications that support configuration. And I'd like to point to an example, which is Praise. Praise is an application that is used by users to send badges to each other, sending kudos. And then the kudos, the images, the message, they're always different per the company or the customer. And then they get to customize it by uploading their own set of kudos and then perhaps their own set of visuals. This is not just about praise, but it's supported across applications. And this is how the App Store gets to be the customer's App Store. And then lastly, there's the look and feel. An App Store that looks like Microsoft with the Microsoft color is not that appealing, and it doesn't drive a lot of engagement. By letting the customer upload their logos or changing the images or the background to look like their corporate color, it allows the customers to actually get a lot of engagement from the user because it comes across as now their store. There's also more that the IT admin can do. We just talked about getting the store open. So beyond getting the store open, the IT admin can also promote applications. So let's imagine that the IT admin is trying to promote Adobe Sign, the application, to the sales and marketing department staff, because it's great for contract management. What they can do is create a policy, and within the policy, pre-install the application to users who have this policy assigned, and also pin Adobe Sign on the left side of the Teams experience in the app bar so that it's immediately reachable. That's where the promotion function of the IT admin comes in, and we've seen customers drive a lot of engagement by doing this. And then the last piece that the IT admin needs to do is monitor what apps get used by who. And then here, this is the app usage report. This is where the IT admin gets to see how many users or how many teams are using which app, and they get to monitor this. And if it's not going the way that they had anticipated, they can actually investigate or they can engage with users. That's where the IT admin becomes an adoption leader for apps.
That's very interesting. Well, thank you. Now I hope our viewers understand better why they should care. And you know what? Let's go read their questions.